Hi, this is Mark from Right Line Trading. It is 3/6/2015. We had a really great day today, despite the fact that I missed some really stellar entries. And let's go over the trading market by market. Now look at these great trade on gold. This is after we close the room, but we'll go through the day. Now, I'm going to take the markings off so they're just a little bit more. The trades are just a little bit more clear. Okay. Now we started in the room around 8:15. Now, this really was a potential trade. And, when you watch these markets, as many markets as I do, but here's the break. Whoops. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Here's the break. Here's the retracement. And look at that move down. It just shows, you just cannot take your eyes off this chart. Now, the thing about this move is that I have to say is that we got big economic news at 8:30. There was the unemployment report and also wages. So taking a trade exactly at 8:30 was very risky because everything literally went nuts. So this is probably a trade I wouldn't have taken. And we got tons of candles. Look at the time below. It's just pounding out candles. So we're not going to look at any of this. Yeah, this is a nice potential short, but this market is literally creating, spitting out 2 or 3 candles a second. So we're just going to let all this go by. Now, we're still kind of pounding out a lot of candles here, but we have our NDT trade execution platform, which really gives us the incredible configurability on the trades. And we had a nice move to the downside. We had the retracement. Now we did have this pivot, but it's a very tiny swing pivot. I didn't feel too concerned about it, and I figured if we got a down close, which came with order flow and momentum, and we had background bias also to the downside, we would get follow through. Now what happened was this did not come with a one-tick pullback, and there was no execution on the trade, and so the trade remained open. So what happened was the trade went through, then came back, and then hammered down, and it went 17 ticks. Now normally I would have taken this trade out with no execution. All I would have to do is hit close. But it happened so quickly I didn't have the opportunity. And it just hammered down. So we got 17 ticks on that. Now I didn't put in I did not put into this how many ticks we got on this trade, but we had one off at 6 ticks. We had one off at 11 ticks. Let me just see where the last one was taken off. At 8. And then we had one contract off at 8 ticks. And I want to make it clear that although we put the maximum excursion on the trade, we do that just for bookkeeping purposes to see if this is the optimum ATM strategy. But this is the actual net equity on the trade. A contract at 6 ticks, one at 11 ticks, and then the runner I took out at 8 ticks. and that was how much money we made on the trade. And for our own purposes, from entry to low, it went 17. Now, this was the trade that this is like, honestly, a take it to the bank trade. Now, irrespective of the pivot, this is such a powerful setup. And this is where I did not have the chart pulled to the right edge. And people in the room were telling me, but I wasn't looking in the room. Now, you could have gone short right here. It's a break of the 15, retracement into the 15, with a continuation trade down with order flow and momentum, and our dark pink background bias, which means that market structure, price action, and all support to the downside are broken, and you could have gone down here. Now, if you wanted to be ultra conservative, you took the break here and here, you also got a great trade to the downside. That was a 26 tick trade. I just didn't see it because for some reason my gold chart got pushed a little bit over and I wasn't on the right edge of the chart. Now, I know there were people, a lot of people in the room saw it. I hope they took the trade. Now, we could not get any of this move to the downside. Then we had this break to the downside, retracement, and move down to here for 6 ticks. Then here, I elected not to take this trade because of the pivot. This is a major pivot, and it went right through it. No way to predict that. I saw the trade, didn't take it. Now, this may have been considered a pivot buster kind of trade. It's a C candle with order flow and momentum and background bias. And if you think it through again, maybe it was an entry that I should have seriously entertained taking. It's all easy when you're not on that right edge. But this had everything going for it. Tight to the modified 15, background bias, order flow and momentum, C candle running over all the buyers in the B. And I don't know, in retrospect, maybe a nice entry. Now, this is after we close the room. Definitely a potential entry here. Again, background bias, order flow, momentum, good candidate for a pivot buster right here. Now, here is your stellar entry. If we would have stayed in the room a little bit longer, we would have gotten it. Now, if we moved tighter the modified 15, we would have entered here. Either one of these would have been winners. Now, here's our reversal candle. This would have gone 18. And you get another entry here. This is a gimme entry here. And you're down here. There's reversal candle for 37 ticks. Now, we closed the room when this trade occurred, and we already had 6 winners. But if we would have stayed in the room, we would have had some trades that I consider, roll the truck up to the bank. Just stellar entries today. So you see all the opportunities that we had on gold. We did get one trade for 6, and we got one trade for 17. And we would have had another big one if I just had the chart pulled to the right edge. Just really unbelievable opportunities. I mean, it's amazing today how great the market was to us. And I just missed a lot of opportunities today. Luckily, the market offered us up enough to get 5 winners in a row or 6 winners in a row. But now here's a great trade we did get. The break, tight retracement, and the move down. I anticipated a much bigger move. Now maybe this pivot was an issue, but I missed this entry. And really, I mean, today, We had a great day. We made a lot of money, but we could have made it quicker and made more. Look at that trade. Order flow, momentum, background bias. Again, these are the trades that you must take when you have everything going for you. Order flow, momentum, background bias, 15 ticks. That's a very, very, very weak short continuation signal. I don't like it when there's when there's a very tiny candle body and there's no order flow and no momentum on the trade. And we break out into a period, see there's no bias. Then finally, get ourselves a nice trade. The break, the retracement, and this is what I'm saying. Order flow, momentum, background bias, down for 15. We took one off at 5, and actually this is, I always make this mistake. It's one off at 6. It's one off at 11 because we have that one tick pullback. And so it's actually 2 at 11. And that's how we booked the net equity on the trade. The afternoon, again, we traded, we stopped trading, and look at this entry. Break, retracement, that's another gimme. Dark background bias, dark pink, order flow, momentum, everything you want on a trade. I mean, you could have just picked this market apart today and made $1,500. Now you don't know that, and that's the end of it. That's it. Multiple trading opportunities. We got some nice ones. It's plus 15, one off at 6, one off at and 2 off at 11, and we got this 7 tick first target only. I'm sorry, right here, but we should have re-entered here and gotten this big winner. Now the Russell didn't offer us anything. I'll do natural gas last. This was, let me see here. Oh, I remember this trade. Now, right here, we got 6 ticks. We have the break, the retracement, the continuation down for 6. It was an easy trade for everyone to get in. And this occurred at 10 o'clock. Now, this is a clean break of the 15. A full candle above, which we must have, and then a clean break. I just didn't take it. What I wanted to get the break and retracement just because this market's so choppy. The break of the 15 is a good trade, and this one came with order flow, momentum, and dark background, the best bias. So maybe this should have been a trade. Now you'll notice there's no pullback, and we have a pullback requirement. So nobody would have gotten the trade anyway. But it doesn't matter. I don't know that when I enter, and I should have probably taken this trade. I'm just critiquing my own trades. Now this one was a very, very nice trade that we did take. That we got 15 on this. Let me just find it here. No, I did not take this trade. What I was doing, I was just going over the trades in the room. Another opportunity right here. The move to the downside, the retracement, the move to the downside, the retracement. Don't know what was going on in my head here. Look at these unbelievable opportunities. I know what was going on. At this exact moment, we were trading the ES. That's what was happening here. And look at the Russell. It just really took a dive. Now, I had an opportunity to choose the Russell or the ES. I chose the ES because there wasn't a pivot in the way. Now, this was a potential bounce, and it did have to break the pivot. It did for 10, then retraced and shot down. No way to know that in advance. But you can see the incredible trading opportunities today. Now that's in on the Russell. And the ES gave us a nice trade. We went short right here. I took this break right here. Now, unfortunately, this wick came up and took us out of the trade. So we had 4 contracts, and on that trade, I do a summary. We took 3 off at 4 and 1 off at 0. But if we didn't have that one tick, we would have gotten all 8. And then we did have a re-entry right here. And again, background bias, order flow, momentum, everything. 5 points, almost 6 on that trade. Just another missed trade. I mean, should I shoot myself now or later? I mean, we could, we're going to stop at. I mean, today we didn't stop until we had 6 winners, but so we really did pick the market apart. But I just had also a lot of missed opportunities. We could have finished earlier and made a bigger amount of money. Remember, you never know what's coming up. The market can break down into chop. Doing this review is very helpful, I think. But I wouldn't recommend to continue trading on when you have this much profit. Now, whoops. Let's take a look at natural gas. On natural gas, right here, I took this trade short. It was the first trade I took in the morning. Oops, excuse me. What's going on here? Hold on a second. Okay. I took a move to the downside. The retracement. Now that you cannot take. What I did was, there was the move up, the retracement. Now this continuation trade was a lousy trade. It was way off the modified 15. Should have taken it here. Would have been 15. And then could have taken this trade right here for 21. And instead, I walked right into a really bad trade. Really, really lousy trade. And I don't think there was anything else on natural gas, really nothing else. This had a 1 candle body, big wick, no order flow and momentum. Wasn't going to take that to the long side. Really nothing else. Now, this really was a bad trade. You can see how well the software kept us out of chop. Now, here's how we did for the day. We had 7 trades. We had 6 winners and a loser. The Russell plus 6 ticks. That's just the first target. 1 off at 5. 1 contract off at 6 ticks. 2 off at 0. CL7, first target. 1 contract off at 6. 2 contracts off at 0. Plus 15. 1 contract off at 6. 1 contract off at 11. 1 contract off at 12 when I closed the trade. We had the 17 on gold. 1 contract off at 6. 1 contract off at did I mess this gold trade up? At 11 and 1 contract off at 8. Then we had another plus 6. That's 1 contract off at 6 and 2 contracts off at 0. Then we had the ES plus 8, which we took 3 contracts off at 4 ticks. First target, came back on our 4th contract, no ticks. Then we had the natural gas trade at -9. All 3 contracts stopped out there. That was minus $270. So for the day, let me just move this into some open space here. We had 6 winners and a loser. Net equity was $600. The auto trader took the same trade that I did in crude. I can just show you the auto trader trade. It was right here. Right here. This is the trade. The trade made 7 ticks. The auto trader took this trade. And so the auto trader had one trade, one winner. We wound up with, trying to find someplace I can put this where you can see it clearly. And I think I found it down here. Well, I'll just go through it here. So I already ran through it, 6 ticks, 1 winners, plus 6 on the Russell, plus 7, plus 15. You can see our net equity per contract on gold, plus 17. Net equity per contract, plus 6, just the first target. Yes, just the first target, 3 off at 4, 1 off at 0. Natural gas, just really stinky trade, minus 7 ticks. Our net ticks was 50, and that's from entry to maximum excursion. But I do clarify exactly the amount of net profit we make per contract on each trade. Net equity was $600. Auto Trader had one trade, one winner for 120 bucks. Now for the week, we had 22 trades in the room. We had 18 winners and 4 losers. We made 260 ticks. Now that's from start to finish, but actual net equity based on a per contract basis, based on our ATM strategy, was $2,252.50. That does not include 3 big winners that I took that did not have a mandatory 1 tick pullback on the trade to make sure that everybody gets in the trade. The NDT trade execution platform gives us the configurability to configure a trade trigger at entry and then requires the trade to pull back, to pull everyone into the trade. We're the only trading room in the world that takes into account slippage and fills. If I did not, and I just called out a number, we would have been able to book 3 more trades, and each of those trades made between $250 and $300. We had about another $1,000 of net equity. But since it would have been money that we would have made in the room, but it was unlikely that traders got the trades, although some might have gotten them. Remember, some people get executed on entry on a buy stop or a buy stop limit. It doesn't shut everyone out. But we want to get trades where everyone gets into the trade. So we shunted aside 3 winners. I don't even know where they are. I didn't put them up here. So we had 18 winners and 4 losers, 3 no pullbacks. If you add them, that's 21 winners and 4 losers. But I'm not counting them. The auto trade had 2 trades and 2 winners, made $420 for the week. So we had a stellar week. Now we're looking to make $200 a day after commissions, $1,000 a week after commissions, so that we can come in with a net equity for the year at over $50,000. You can see we killed it this week, even without even with that 1 tick pullback requirement, which definitely puts an additional burden on me, but ensures that you guys get into the trades. What's the difference if I stick a net equity number up there that looks stellar, but shuts out too many traders? These are trades that people got because we required a pullback on the trade. That pullback is a market order that pulls everybody into the trade when you trigger a market order. So 2,252. We have to make it clear on the website that we're only trading 3 contracts, and we have to make it clear that what our new ATM is. Now we just rolled out the NT trade NT, and I'm just going to show you that really briefly. It's really a remarkable piece of software. We have a patent pending on it because it offers trade configurability that no other trading platform in the world does. Now it is an add-on. You need your NinjaTrader Dome, but here it is, and this is what our traders trade off of. And so I call a buy on an up close, sell on a down close, and we can close on a reversal candle. So if you're in a short trade, you hit close on an up close, and you're out on the reversal candle, and it's all done automatically. And you see this pullback? We always put 1 in here, turns it red. So if we enter an order on a buy on an up close, sell on a down close, it must come back a tick, pull everybody into the trade, and then continue down. Now, and we built this. It took us 6 months for the sole purpose of providing you with the configurability to get you into the trades. And no other trading room really gives a hoot whether you get into the trade or not. What they do is they simply call out a number and they leave it up to you to get into the trade. If the trade skips past you, they don't want to hear about it. If you can't get the entry, they don't want to hear about it. We do want to hear about it because we're all about booking money and profit that our traders can share in, not just room equity numbers. So that's it for the week. I mean, we had an unbelievably stellar week. Our ATM strategy really is working for us. It takes us out of some trades a little bit early, but it gives us the opportunity to get some real runners. And we did monetize some nice trades. On balance, I really like it. Now we only trade 3 contracts. We take 1 off at 5 with the 1 tick pullback at 6. We go to break even on the trade. The stop moves to break even. We take 1 off at 10, which becomes 11 with the 1 tick pullback, and then we take a runner all the way until we get a reversal candle, or I get worried about the trade if we're up 10 or 11 in a choppy market. That's $250 on 3 contracts. If we get a really nice big runner, we had one of the biggest trades. If we can get to our third target, which is 30 ticks, we have $500, and we did do that once this week. So that's it for the week. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I hope to see you back in the room. I think this is the best trading software on the internet, and with the configurability of the NDT trade execution platform, standing with the entries. And let me just say this without making this video too long. It's one thing to take a winning trade, and what all other trading rooms do not do is differentiate between calling a winning trade and getting into the trade. And they are a world apart, and that's why day trading is so tough. It's very tough to call winning trades, and then it's oftentimes very tough to get in them. And the NDT trade execution platform eliminates that, and it is a tremendously difficult variable, and we have really leveled the playing field on that. So listen, everyone, have a great weekend, I hope to see all our traders back in the room on Monday. Take care.